Hey, man. I just crossed the border from Mexico. You got any health care? I need to go see a doctor. It's been a long walk.
Welcome to California, brother. How are you doing? Yeah, take this right here. This will get you everything covered for free. All right?
Gracias.
Do you have a phone by chance?
No.
Oh, here you go, brother. Here you go.
Wow.
Hey,
America?
I'm assuming you don't have a place to live right now. Do you have a house?
No.
Here you go. $30,000 for a down payment.
Wow.
Welcome to America.
Yes.
Hi. I just saw that guy walk out with a bunch of free stuff. Can I get some?
Yeah, what country do you come here from?
I'm an American.
American? What do you want, like a handout or something? Why don't you go get a job, pay your taxes? How else are we going to afford to pay him?
Are you kidding me?
Americans. Entitled.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. What a great video that basically sums up how the vast majority of Americans feel about immigration. That's what's happening, folks. What that guy just did is exactly what's happening at the southern border. They're coming over here. They're going, well, you're gonna have to report for your, your date in court to see if we approve your immigration status or your asylum status in 2 years. So we're gonna give you this phone that's paid for by the government, by the taxpayer. Oh, you don't have a place to live? Here's $30,000 for a down payment on a house. You wonder why the price of homes is going up. Anyway, that was a fantastic video that really sums up the problems with this country. I mean, again, American taxpayer comes in. Can I get any of that? No. Who do you think you are? Get a job, you bum. So, and that's what it's like, except we're doing it for what? How many illegals have come in the last couple of years? 10 million?
At least 7, but yeah, I've heard as high as 10 to 11 now.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is not sustainable. That is not sustainable. What are we doing? So, anyway, a lot of crazy stuff's been going on the last couple of days. So, Chad kind of came up with all the subjects today. So, I'm kind of taking a back seat, and I'm gonna just be reacting to a lot of this stuff. So, whatever you want to start the show off with, partner. Happy to.
I'm just pulling up memes and stuff right now to be funny, just to get stuff in the background here. But I will pull up. First things first is our video. The thumbnail that we have here I thought was hilarious. This has been blowing. Apparently this happened like just yesterday. Was this lady attempted to stab a police officer. He was coming in. I'm not exactly sure what the complete situation was behind this, but he knocks on her door. And
probably domestic dispute, just like that's the most dangerous call a police officer can get is domestic disturbance.
Exactly.
So.
But basically what happened was he knocks on her door. As soon as she opens her door, she lunges at him with a knife. And he runs back, and he's like telling her to stop, and then she just continues down the hallway after him and ready to stab him. And he shows so much restraint. I mean, after the first time someone swipes at me with a knife, I'm probably pulling the trigger. Yeah, it's over for them.
You forfeited your life, partner.
But this guy waits till he literally gets stabbed before he starts opening up on this lady.
Yeah.
So
that's the level of crazy and insanity that we've come to. Police officers are so terrified to shoot black people, they will literally take hits or stabs from black suspects just so they can justify having shot them. That's how terrified they are to shoot black perps, black suspects. Because if they shoot them, like if that woman had not stabbed him and was only just slashing at him with a knife, they'd be like, she was not a harm to anybody. She wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yep.
That's what all these black activist groups like BLM would come together and say. But the guy got stabbed multiple times in the face.
And
shot her multiple times, and she did not stop after he shot her. He shot her like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
She did not go down. And like I said again, this is what people think. Like, people think that the minute you shoot somebody, they die. That is not the case. A lot of times, especially if people are on drugs, they have no idea they're dead. Like that scene from Scarface where he's like all high on cocaine. His body was dead, but his brain didn't know he was dead.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same thing with, like you just said, Scarface. The same thing in Somalia with Black Hawk Down. Like they
were so high on drugs.
Shot those people. They had shot the Somalis like that were attacking them multiple times, and they'd still come running at them because they were so high on that cot stuff that they didn't know that they were dead, but their bodies kept moving.
Yeah, high on drugs. Like cot's a drug, very similar effects to cocaine. Like you don't feel anything. You feel like you're on top of the world. It's like, you know, like nothing can stop you.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, here is this video, the police cam video, which police cam. I mean, I didn't think that police cameras were going to be a good idea back in the day, but it is literally like shown.
Yeah, it's
that
the
police
biggest,
are 90% of the time in the
100% justified. Yeah, the police body cam footage being a requirement is the biggest self-own of the radical left and the BLM activists ever, because it undoes all of their narrative about police officers. Absolutely.
Yeah, but anyway, here is the video of this guy coming in and getting attacked by this lady. It is wild.
Yeah,
so.
Again, I'll say this. As a service member, like, we have time to unwind and settle down and go and relax after, like, a deployment or something like that. Not speaking from experience, but I'm talking about people I've spoken with that have been on deployments. Like, yeah, you get to unwind. You get to get out of that battle, hostile mode zone. Your local police officers do not get that luxury. They live under this level of scrutiny and live under this adrenaline rush all the time. Like, they're never not in police mode. Like, they don't get to unwind. Like, I mean, unwinding to them is maybe getting some dip in or taking a sip of coffee or something at the office, eating a donut.
Yeah, I forget that guy's name, but the black economist from Harvard.
Yeah, the guy that said that there was no racial disparities in police shootings.
No,
yeah.
When he did his ride along, he was actually on one where they I don't think they shot somebody, but I think somebody like OD'd or
No, they shot somebody, and then he was like going, well, let me grab you guys some beers. And he go, what are you talking about? We're still on duty. Yeah. Like, we can't stop. Like, just because somebody got shot and died in front of us doesn't mean we get to stop and just,
and then the
what are you
supervisor's
talking
like,
about?
if I let my officers go every time somebody died while they were on duty, I would have nobody working.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about. That is wild.
That was that Harvard guy that, again, did that study that came out and said that, yeah, there are no racial disparities in shooting. He published his works. This is a black guy, a black Harvard professor. Then he thought that he was going to get the results that the BLM groups would have expected. That's what he was expecting. And then it turned out there's not. He goes, the only thing that he found out was that police officers use physical force against black suspects more than they do any other race. But the shooting is not true. In fact, black people are shot less than white folks.
Yep.
There were no racial disparities in shootings.
Yep. All right. Well, I guess.
So we'll watch this footage, and this is just to show you the level of insanity that police officers live under. So just check this out.
How are you? Oh, Jesus Christ. Back up! No! Oh, yeah! Back up, back up. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Hey, man. I got nothing to do. Please back up. Oh, yeah! Back up! Oh, yeah. Back up! Back up! Back up!
Man. If you see here in just a second, you'll just start seeing some. Yep, there it is. You start seeing blood just start pouring off of his face.
Shots fired.
You guys lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
So BLM, all you groups, all you activist groups who hate police officers, this is what they do on a regular basis. This is what they deal with. Don't judge them so harshly. I mean, like this guy is probably going to be far more careful when he goes into any place. Like, he's going to be more quick to pull his gun on people now because stuff like this. So it's a sad state of affairs that they live under. You know, they deal with the police officers deal with the people in our society that the rest of us, don't want to deal with. And they deal with these people every day, all the time.
Mm-hmm. Now, as per usual with these things, this is being memed into oblivion on Twitter and most other social media groups. And as you can see here, they've made this Doom reference. So if anybody loves Doom, which I like Doom, I remember playing classic Doom back in the day. This is hilarious. And I've got a couple other memes that they've already done of this stuff, and it is going ham right now.
Mm-hmm. So maybe kind of tasteless, but like I said, again, when something like this happens, like, I mean, you can't stop the memes that come with it. Again, it's absolutely crazy, you know. And there's like what Caitlin Clark sees on game night every night. And if you guys have watched, nobody watches the WNBA, but for those that have, like, since Caitlin Clark, this white girl that's basically the top scorer ever in collegiate history, has come into that, people that, you know, it has skyrocketed. You have all these black, players on the team that are, I guess, turbo jealous of Caitlyn, and they foul the dog crap out of this poor girl. They flagrant fouls, and they don't care. They're so jealous of the fact that she brought in this massive fan base that they've never had before, and everybody comes to see her and not them. You know, it's like, I get it. You know, it's like people are upset. The girls are upset. It's like, we've been doing this for years, and we just haven't brought in that level of attention. Well, she brought in that level of attention. She's like the Michael Jordan, the LeBron James of women's basketball, and one person is always going to get the lion's share of the attention. That's just the way it is. Like, there can only be one famous person. Like, you know, it's like, if there's a band, who do you care the most about? You care about the lead singer.
Yeah, the lead singer or the guitarist, usually.
Mm-hmm.
So the drummer's the background guy.
It's just the way it is. I mean, one person is going to be that electric person that brings in all the money and brings in all the fans and all the attention. It's just the way it is. It's the story that captures the most people's attention. Or in her case, it's just the talent that she is. But yeah, that was a hysterical meme I saw the other day, and then Chad showed me that meme, and I just thought it was funny, and he had to explain to me this entire situation that had happened with this lady stabbing this police officer. I had no idea. The meme was lost on me until he showed me the footage. So
absolutely, but that's just pretty much where I got the idea for the thumbnail with Kamala, because the next thing that we were going to pull up is this. She's at a rally in Pennsylvania, and she just sounds desperate. I mean, she sounds like she is like, either like something's wrong with her, she's nervous. I mean, I don't know, but like she is like desperate. Like, you don't need to vote for him. He's going to arrest everyone and send you to camps. It's wild, the desperation and fearmonger she's using, which is always hilarious, because all my friends on the left, that are my Democratic friends, are always just like, Republicans can only get votes through fearmongering. I'm just like, what do you think she's doing right here? I'll literally pull up the video, and that is literally what she is doing right here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here, Corey, but I'll let you.
Yeah, and again, you know, this is the truth. I mean, that if Donald Trump was going to lock people, Donald Trump did not lock up a single reporter. Donald Trump did not lock up a single person that disagreed with his business, worldview, or philosophy. What makes anyone think that he's going to do it this term? Why? There's no precedent for it. The best way to predict the future is to look at the past. It's like, if your friend's a drug addict and they show no signs of changing, well, they're probably going to be a drug addict for the rest of their life.
More than likely.
Unless there is some divine intervention and they start doing things differently in their lives. You see the subtle changes. And again, change is subtle. It's not like that. I mean, unless, again, divine intervention is the only thing that's ever changed people like on a dime. So anyway, go ahead and...
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, here's her at a rally in Pennsylvania. Like, just listen to the desperation and everything. Look at her. She just looks stressed out just in this little freeze frame.
She knows she's doing. She's, down 10 points in the polls?
Yeah, it's bad. Like, Republican Party is higher than the Democratic Party since 1996, I believe, has more members. And Trump is 1 point up in the polls right now, which is, like, unheard of, because polls are usually really friendly to left-leaning individuals, and it's not anymore. But here we go. I'll go ahead and play this.
He's talking about the enemy within our country, Pennsylvania. He's talking about that he considers anyone who doesn't support him or who will not bend to his will an enemy of our country. It's a serious issue. He is saying that he would use the military to go after them. Think about this.
When did he say that?
Talking about the enemy within.
It is better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. That is Kamala Harris, folks. Trump never said any of that stuff. Again, the best predictor of the future is the past. Donald Trump had adversarial press surrounded him 24/7. Did any of them get locked up? He might not have called on them to answer questions. Like, he would be like, no, you're done. I'm not talking to you anymore. Somebody else. That's the worst that they got. Like, he could have had them removed. He could have said, don't let them in to the White House. He didn't do any of that. You know who did? Barack Obama did that a lot. There's a lot of times Fox News reporters were not allowed in the building for the questions that they asked. So, just think about that, folks. You are being lied to. I mean, I can't tell you how many comments we get on the shorts that we make going, if you vote for Trump, you vote to end democracy. And it's just like, what precedent or historical proof do you have of that? None. It's just how they feel. In here. It's got me in the feels. I just feel like Donald Trump's going to do that if he gets elected again. It's like, okay, cool.
Then, of course, I have this meme right here, which is everyone has been saying the economy is great under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And then, yet, now they're all saying Kamala's going to fix the economy. Only she can fix the economy. Trump will ruin it. Well, is it ruined or is it not ruined? You got to stick to a narrative. The left never sticks to a narrative.
Yeah, they spin it to whichever is going to fit their ability to win. The economy's great under Joe Biden, but Kamala will make it better. It's like the vast majority of us are going, the economy's terrible right now. Again, yeah, pull that one up. That's the one that right there. Oh, I saw this morning and I was like, yeah, that's got to be on the show today.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, staring, and I'll read it for everyone. It's this girl staring at my $126 grocery receipt for 3 days worth of food while some B words in my ear about abortion rights being the biggest issue in the United States right now.
That is the most true meme I've ever seen. Again, who gives a crap about abortion rights right now? I mean, I do. I don't want children to be killed for the sake of convenience for chicks. I think that's evil. But that right there is what the vast majority of people are dealing with. They want to be able to afford food. They want to be able to feed their families. They want to be able to feed themselves, for God's sakes. That right there. Like, abortion is seriously, it's like number 9 on the things people care about right now. So, anyway, let's
Then I've got one more here, and feds admit child sex trafficking reports tripled under Harris and Biden. That's the borders are. This is who you're electing. Remember that little Stephen Colbert thing we showed not too long ago? It was like Trump lost 500 child, migrants under his term as president. They've lost like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands by now.
This goes to show you that how evil it is right now. Like how much evil's winning in the world right now. Remember, did anybody see that movie Sound of Freedom? That's a movie review we ought to do.
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
soon.
we
should review the Sound of Freedom.
Yes, we should.
So we'll review that movie pretty soon, but does anybody remember the articles that were written about the Sound of Freedom? Does anybody remember how vicious Hollywood and all these media outlets were reacting to the Sound of Freedom? I'm guessing that a lot of people who run these organizations, the people in power, must be benefiting from this child sex trafficking stuff, because I don't know why anyone would have not had the same reaction the vast majority of Americans had with that. Like, this is a great movie, and it's bringing awareness to a very horrible thing that all of us wish we could stop. Like, it's like slavery. We wish we could, we fought a civil war to stop slavery in this country. If we could stop child human sex trafficking, I think that's something that we could all universally agree on. But apparently not the media. Apparently not the people in power. They go, no. We have too much to benefit from these child slaves. We like it because the people in power, again, when you're that wealthy or that rich, like, hooking up with girls, 18-year-old models isn't enough, You want to take innocence from people. At least that's what I've been led to believe. And that's how, what's his name? What was his name? I can't remember the Jim Caviezel guy. I can't remember the guy that he played now.
Oh,
Real
man.
bad.
Yeah, I think it's
Ballard. Tim Ballard.
Tim Ballard.
I mean, that's how
right.
Tim Ballard acted in the movie and in real life when he was trying to set up that, island pedophile ring that he was going. It's like that's how common it is for billionaires to be like, yeah, no, this is something that we're going to make a lot of money off of. So it's like, wow, there's got to be a lot of this kind of stuff going on. Jeffrey Epstein types, Diddy types out there doing this kind of crap.
Yep.
So, yikes is all I can say. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, go ahead and what else you got pulled up here?
This next thing that I have pulled up here is an article. Like I said, one of our most loyal watchers, Pamela Roden, she always responds to all of our comments, and she said that she wanted us to look into a $230 billion out of Social Security trust without congressional approval.
So, yeah.
To be allocated to electric cars in China. Now, I tried finding what I could about this. So, Pamela, if you are watching today and you actually have the links and stuff, please send them to me. But the closest thing that I could find to this was a Biden-Harris administration forfeiting U.S. sovereignty and global tax deal is an unconstitutional giveaway to China. Now, what it is they were making some sort of deal that would basically surrender American sovereignty, like, to the Chinese, basically, for, like, we would be basically getting the raw end of the deal because, as we've seen here...
Look, they can put the funds to whatever they want, and we can't audit them because they don't accept foreign auditors in their country.
That's what it is China would win the deal because the CCP does not use foreign auditors. They only use CCP-approved auditors, which means basically they can flub whatever numbers they want.
They can do absolutely anything they want to do, and, we're none the wiser. It's like,
but as what you said, it's 100% true that this has to be, that those type of decisions are approved by Congress. They are not approved by the president. The president and the vice president do not have that kind of power. So that goes to show you how, now, maybe this was some sort of political ploy where Biden was just trying to, like, make it seem like he was going to do some deal with China to, like, be more friendly with them. But Congress can only make those types of decisions regarding, like, budget approval like that, especially if it's going to affect the American people. The president does not have any say over it.
And again, if we're missing something here, again, we tried sourcing a lot of information, as much information. And again, we're looking through Google and a bunch of stuff, so they could be suppressing this story for sure that you're talking about.
As we all know, Google has a history of suppressing more, like, stories that don't favor Democratic things. I mean, they literally, with the Hunter Biden situation. So if you do have an article about this, send it my way, because I was researching for not a lot of the night. I was probably researching for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours last night. Couldn't find anything. This is the most I could find, and I looked some more this morning, and I couldn't find anything else about it. But yeah, it does appear that Biden and Harris were in negotiations with China about some sort of deal about this, and I read this. It's wild, and just like, but according to this, like, there's no worry about it because Congress is like, that's not their job. That's our wheelhouse. Because remember, we're broken up into the three
branches of
government, which is legislative, judicial, and executive. And the president is executive, not judicial or legislative. So
correct.
But anyway, that's all I've got on that for right now, and then we'll move on to some more fun stuff that we had. So I'll go ahead and get rid of this.
Yeah.
And just more gaffes by people. And they'll start first off with this: media is not to be trusted here. We have another edit by CBS this time from the House Speaker, Mike Johnson. And here's the...
You might check the transition on the screen real quick.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. I need to change it to the double or the multi-screen. There we go. But here is some CBS anchor interviewing House Speaker Mike Johnson.
Let's go.
So that's a different accounting than this 2% you say was distributed.
Might lower those.
Yeah, so they've obligated some funds, but they've only distributed 2%. The rescue and recovery effort's still going on, and then we address the rest of it.
So that's a different accounting than this 2% you say was distributed.
Yeah, so they've obligated some funds, but they've only distributed 2%. And when I was there on the ground, and you should go, I mean, bring the cameras and talk to the people there. They'll tell you, don't take politicians' words for this or the administration's word. Talk to the people there on the ground. They had not been provided the resources almost 2 weeks out from the storm that they desperately needed. And when I was there, 13 days post the storm hitting that state, people are still being rescued. They're stuck in the higher elevations in the mountains because the roads are down and all the rest. So they need every available resource and all hands on deck. The rescue and recovery effort's still going on, and then we address the rest of it.
So that's a different
Wow, completely different. He had a huge talking point about what was going on in the government, not what they were and weren't doing, allocating funds and stuff. And what they do, short little soundbite. Short little itty-bitty soundbite. This is why you should always, anytime you go to interview on any type
Have
of
your cell phone.
have your cell phone, record yourself, have somebody film you, so that way when they go back to edit, you can go, that's not what I said.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin McInnes, he is the guy that he started the Proud Boys. He went on The Daily Show and he recorded the entire conversation he had with this guy and then showed you how they had, again, this is The Daily Show, so they're doing it for comedic purposes. And Gavin Newsom would say, I'm just going to make up a bunch of names because I don't know soccer players. And they used his making up names of soccer players and said, he really thinks these people are real people, and tried to make him look as dumb as possible. And he recorded the whole thing, showed it to his followers on YouTube and all that, and they were like, yeah, see what the Daily Wire does? They tried to make me look as dumb as possible, and they tried to edit me out of context as much as they could. That's what the regular media tried to do. Again, Katie Couric did that thing with gun owners, where she tried to make gun owners look dumb in her interviews. So, anyway, what else you got for me, Chad?
Well, I've only really got two things left, and one of them I was going to play us out with.
Okay.
And this first one here is Joe Biden is still old man Joe Biden, and proving why he's being replaced by Kamala Harris right here. I'll go ahead and full screen this. Give me 1 second here. And then I'll transition to the other screen.
She beat Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again. That's a fact. Tough guy, right? Tough guy. She
Listen to that carefully.
beat Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again.
He's scared to death
That's
to
a
beat her
fact.
again.
Tough guy.
Oh man, you got it.
Are we sure they're not talking about Kamala's husband? Isn't he a woman beater?
Nah. Yeah, he beats her, but in another way. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But that's really about it. The next one I was gonna play is a video I was gonna play us out with. So if you want to,
Before we start, what you ought to do is you ought to clip that, download it to YouTube, and then put "I'm Donald Trump and I approve this message" on the back of that.
Well, that's what the next one does.
Oh,
That's why I was gonna play.
Okay, play us out
that
now,
one.
play us
So
out
I'll go
then.
ahead and you can do the sign off.
hey everyone, this is the Twins with the Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. That's all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You had a case